Welcome to another episode of Bucket List Coach Web Show Live. Well, hello. This is Cindy Lee, your host at Bucket List Coach Web Show Live. Oh my God, guys, having 2 months off was great, but I am so glad to be back podcasting with the people that I love and I care about and just share what they love and care about. So really quickly, if you are here live on the broadcast on Facebook, in order for us to see your comment, you're going to have to go to StreamYard.com/Facebook. That way Facebook and StreamYard marry, and we could actually see your name. Otherwise, if you comment without going to StreamYard.com/Facebook, we'll actually just see Facebook user. So really quickly, our promo for today, as always, thank you for watching this show. And if you subscribe and comment on YouTube at Bucket List Coach Web Show and you share this very broadcast, I actually am giving you a 5-night hotel getaway. You'll have to pay for the hotel tax and maybe some resort fees, but it's really, really amazing where you can go and the things that you could create, those lifelong memories. So go to 3nightgiveaway.com for information on that. So a little bit about the show. I'm in my late 50s. And in my late 40s, I started to look at my life and like, why am I existing? I never got to enjoy anything. My parents never were able to take me anywhere, except for, maybe local camping spot or something like that. But we never took a cruise. We never experienced what the world had to offer. So I actually joined the travel club. And then all these years later, in 2018, I actually started a travel business where I'm on my own travel business. And then I started this podcast so I could share what I'm doing, making the most of the dash, as well as my guests. So you may ask, what is making the most of the dash? So we have the day that we're born and the day that we pass away. What are you doing in between that time? And Brice, he definitely makes the most of the dash.
Woo-hoo! Yes, I do.
Yeah. So tell my audience a little bit about your story. So you're a surfer here in Huntington Beach as well. So you've been Huntington Beach for most of your life, or
yeah, I grew up in Huntington Beach. Nice. I was born in '69. So I basically lived up in Huntington until the mid 90s. I moved away. I moved up to the Bay Area, San Francisco. I was running some bars and restaurants up there. And then in 97, I moved to Kauai. I spent about 10 months on Kauai. Then a guy that I stayed in touch with back in San Francisco, he talked me into opening up a supper club in San Francisco. So I moved back to San Francisco. We opened up a supper club, got that rocking and rolling, but Hawaii was missing me. So I ended up moving back to Hawaii with a girlfriend this time. We moved to Lanai, which I was not even familiar with Lanai. It's the only private island in Hawaii. It's 8 miles west of Maui. And it was an amazing experience. I spent a year and a half there, moved back to Huntington in 99, where I grew up. And then I actually moved to Costa Mesa in 2000, and I've been in Costa Mesa ever since.
So let me do a quick announcement first. So what I always like to talk about on every show is National Day Calendar. I'm an ambassador with them. A couple years ago, they reached out to me because I was sharing all the national days. And as you know, this past Monday was National Taco Day, and I got to spend some time in Alvera Street. Most of the vendors that I interviewed, they've actually had their shop for over 55 years. So let's talk about today. So today is National Coaches Day, Noodle Day.
Wait, what is it? What did you say? Coaches.
Oh.
Coaches Day.
Coaches Day. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if anyone wants to check it out, you could actually get their newsletter. You'll get a 24-hour notice. So make sure to go to nationaldaycalendar.com. So tell us about your show, your taco website.
Okay. So in 2019, September of 2019, it was a Sunday. I was watching football. It wasn't a very good game. And I decided I was going to start a group on Facebook the original name was called Show Me Your Taco, because I've been in love with tacos since I was knee high to a grasshopper. It's my favorite food in the world. I can eat tacos 7 days a week and nights too. I absolutely love them. And I know of a lot of good places around, but I thought, you know what? I know there's places that I'm not aware of. So I'm going to reach out and I'm going to find out of some other hot taco places around. So I started the group, and the group just took off. We just turned 2 years old in September. We now have over 11,000 members. And now I'm learning about taco places, not just around Orange County and Southern California, but in other states and even around the world. The second most posts outside of the United States come from Vietnam, believe it or not. And then third is Mexico. But I've made friends with people. There's a guy in Sweden that I've been in contact with. His name's Nicholas. This guy does the most amazing stuff. And you got to remember, he's in Sweden. So he doesn't have access to a lot of the ingredients. So he has to grow them, or he brings them in through Amazon. So anyways, through this group, after a few months, people were saying, hey, you got to start making hats and t-shirts. And I thought, how fun, let's do it. So that's how the website started, was through the group on Facebook. And what I started doing at the beginning was I took some of the old logos that I grew up with that I liked. Like the very first one we did was the Santa Cruz skateboard logo. And we did the Taco Love. You know, the Santa Cruz skateboard logo, it's just an iconic logo. And everybody, you know, can identify, everybody knows it as soon as they see it. Then we did the Converse. We did the Taco Tuesday All-Star. And then number 3, I did a play on the Sex Wax. I mean, come on, I've been using Sex Wax since the 70s. It's my go-to. And so we did the Taco Head logo from that. And then last week we just did, well, actually I'm wearing the hat. It's a play on the Ramones logo, the Ramones album cover.
Oh yeah.
And so I've just been having fun with it. You know, it's not making me any money. It's just giving me something to do, which has been awesome. And now I'm in a position where I'm going to meet up with some different people. But now 100% of the profits from all the sales on the website are going to go to various charities. So say when you buy this hat, it'll be connected to a certain charity. And every graphic, so to speak, whether it's in a hat or a t-shirt, will go to that charity. So I'm super excited to start that in the next couple months. So yeah, things are happening, Cindy. I'm fired up.
That's awesome. So you and I are kind of on the same page. So we're actually doing lettuce wraps because I just got diagnosed with cirrhosis of liver. And so I'm actually trying to I've lost like 35 pounds in less than a year. So
awesome.
I really don't miss it that much. So I have my big taco feast down at Olvera Street, you know, on National Taco Day. And then throughout the year, if I'm gonna have a taco, I just have a lettuce wrap. How about you?
Awesome. You know, we're on the same program, like you said. I started in March, and you know, tacos are my weakness. Bread, pasta, rice isn't really that. Giving up that is no big deal. But tortillas, including, you know, tacos, the chips, even burritos. I like burritos too. Yeah. That's been a killer. I'm doing the exact same thing as you. I'm doing lettuce wraps. I found a product at Costco. They're called Folios, Folios. And basically it's like a cheese disc. And you put it in the microwave for about 90 seconds. And it basically becomes a cheese tortilla. It's you know, I'm doing the full keto thing, and they're delicious. I do miss tortillas, of course, but there's some great substitutes. The lettuce wraps are absolutely delicious. I eat lettuce wraps almost every day. I eat these cheese folio things I'm telling you about. I eat those almost every day as well. What I've been doing is every 25 pounds I lose, I reward myself with real tacos. So that's incentive. That's my incentive to stay focused and lose the weight.
How about jicama? You could actually go to some of the grocery stores and also Trader Joe's, but the jicama only lasts like 3 or 4 days, but it's super healthy and yummy.
But jicama's really high in carbs though. And I'm really trying to watch my carbs. I love jicama. I love the crunch from it, but I'm really watching it. I don't eat enough vegetables. I'm taking supplements to compensate. When I eat vegetables, it's basically like avocados, radishes, the lettuce, of course, but lettuce, you know, let's face it, it has no nutritional value. You know, jalapenos, onions, I don't know that there's a lot of nutritional value to that stuff. So I have to take a lot of supplements. Broccoli, avocados, that's it. I mean, I really
hummus. Do you eat hummus? That's really good. You just mix that with
the carbs.
With tuna.
Very rarely.
Oh,
you know,
really?
I'm staying super. I try to stay below 20 carbs a day, and I get 1,600 calories a day, but I try to stay under 1,000. And I'll bet since March, I've had 50 days where I've stayed under 400 calories a day.
Oh, really? Well, yeah, some of the stuff I take as carbs, but I don't eat. Before I used to eat big plates, now I have small portions.
Yeah.
And for instance, like oatmeal really shouldn't be on the list, but what I do is I do oatmeal with almond milk, and then I add some chocolate protein. So then I have my
Okay.
protein for that. Yeah, but
There you go.
we're a little off topic, but yeah, I think it's really great that we're kind of on the same roads. That's pretty
Well,
cool.
our bucket list is to get healthy so we can enjoy life more.
Yes. So not everybody knows what sex wax is. So for those who aren't surfers, can you tell my audience what sex wax
Yeah,
is?
sex wax, like for surfers, you need to put wax on your board. Otherwise, you would slip off of it when you were, paddling or trying to stand up. So they make it started like in the 40s and 50s, they were using paraffin wax, and wax has evolved so much over the last 60, 70 years, 80 years. But sex wax is just, it's a brand. I think they've been around since the 70s. It could be the 60s. I'm really not sure, to be honest with you, but they're like, they're one of the oldest brands of wax on the market, period.
Oh, wow.
And, they're an iconic brand. And, there's not a surf shop around the world that doesn't carry it.
Exactly. So I'm going to
So it's not naughty like it sounds.
Yeah, because not everyone.
I don't know how they came up with that name, but it works.
Yeah. So here's your group. So actually, I'm going to throw in a little promo for you. So anybody who goes to my YouTube and comments and shares a Facebook, they'll get the 5-night. But if anybody who requests to be a member of Show Us Your Taco will actually get a 3-night giveaway here in the U.S. So tell everybody about your group.
Go to Mexico and eat tacos. Come on, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, baby. So tell everybody about your group.
So the group, it's basically, it was started because I wanted to know where all the good taco places were. So what we ask people to do is when you're posting pictures of tacos, whether they're homemade or from a restaurant or a taco truck or whatever, let us know, the name of the restaurant or the caterer, or if they're homemade. And then let us know what city. If they're from a restaurant or a caterer, let us know what city and state they're from. Because the whole idea is if they're killer, we want to be able to go try them. So we get posts daily. We get close to 100 posts every day. Some days, I think the average was 97 last time I looked,
Wow.
97 posts a day. So we get a lot of activity. We get some videos. And it's just fun. A lot of taco memes and stuff. A lot of, like right there, I see you're showing that. It's like a chicken cutlet stuffed with fettuccine Alfredo. Now, we don't see stuff like that a lot. That's a little odd. But we do see some unusual stuff. We see a lot of dessert tacos, like where they'll use a wonton shell and then dust it with cinnamon sugar like a churro, and then fill it with almost like a cheesecake filling or an apple pie filling. I haven't seen anyone actually make them, but they always post these recipes. But I'll tell you, it's hard to lose weight and be on this group page every day because you're constantly hungry looking at all these delicious tacos.
Exactly. So who do we have on the screen here?
What's that?
Who do we have on the screen? We got Brent and Stacy Summers. A big thank you because of them we met.
Two of the sweetest people in the world right there. I became friends with Brent in the 80s. We went to school together, and I met. They're just like gold right there. Those are just two amazing people.
Definitely. So, anything else on this page that we need to tell my audience about?
It's just it's just full of information. If you like tacos or you love, now that guy right there. So we've got this guy. I got to mention him real quick. This guy, Will Maddox, the Taco Slayer. This guy's amazing. He is I think it says 814 in the background. So he's eating tacos every day for 814 days. I think he's at Lord. I think today is like 816 or 817. I think that picture's a couple days old. But this guy's amazing. He and I became friends through this group. We actually got to go to his house, and he cooked for us when he celebrated his first year of eating tacos every day. He is an amazing cook. He smokes, he griddles, he grills, he barbecues, he does it all. And he's actually a world record holder. He just passed the world record. I think that was about a year, less than a year ago. But the guy's amazing. So following him he's an inspiration to so many people because like I said, he's over 800 days into it. And I think
Wow.
he's only done the same taco 2 or 3 times. He's essentially done 800 different tacos, which is
No way.
amazing in itself. The guy's unbelievable.
So where's he from? Is he from SoCal?
He lives right here in Wildemar in Southern California. Yeah, just down by
Oh,
Lake
let's get
Elsinore.
him on next month.
Yeah, you know what? I'll let him know that you're going to reach out to him, and I'm sure he would love to be on your podcast. He loves to do stuff like this.
Very cool. So let's talk about our favorite tacos. We got about 4.5 minutes left. So go through your tacos really quick.
Favorite tacos, you know, that's kind of like asking a mother to pick her favorite child. You know, I guess I have to go to like my childhood and just growing up in Huntington Beach. Everybody that lives in Huntington, if you've lived in Huntington for a year or more, then you've heard of Mario's if you like Mexican food. Mario's is like a staple in Huntington. And I grew up on Graham and Warner, catty corner from Metal Art Golf Course. So we started eating at the Mario's on Springdale and Ettinger on the northeast corner, you know, in the 70s. And then when we moved to downtown Huntington, my dad built a custom house on the corner of 13th and Olive. And so we moved into Beach Walk. We spent a year in Beach Walk right off of Golden West while our house was being built. And then we moved. So once we transitioned to downtown, then we started eating at the Mario's at 5 Points. So just for nostalgic reasons, and they have great food. I mean, it's not just nostalgia. Their food is excellent. Mario's is probably my number one. Their crispy shredded beef taco is just, I mean, it's just my childhood on a plate right there, and it's delicious. Now, tied for second place for 2 different tacos would be Normita's on Beach in Indianapolis. I love Normita's. She is just an absolute sweetheart. She has just such an amazing personality. I love Normita's, and we always get like a little group there. We'll all bring chairs, and, you know, we'll have kind of like our own little tailgate party. And I think everybody orders the fish tacos. I don't think anybody orders.
Oh, they got the best fish tacos.
They're killer. Her fish tacos are amazing. And then, you know, El Ranchito for me, ever since I moved to Costa Mesa, there's an El Ranchito right around the corner from my house on Placentia. And, you know, they're amazing. They're just as good as Mario's, in my opinion. And I'll tell you, there's a sleeper little place on the corner, southwest corner of 19th and Placentia in Costa Mesa. They just changed the name. It's called La Lomita. And it's in the center where El Metate Market is. It's back in the corner by the Wayfair. And I challenge anybody. I'll put their taco up against Mario's and El Ranchito. And it's like 30% cheaper. The price is amazing. And I go in there. One of the cooks is a guy named Lalo that I used to work with at the Arches when I bartended at the Arches restaurant in Newport years ago. So, you know, I get to go see friends and family and eat great food at the same time.
Oh my God, dude. Lupe's. Have you been to Lupe's?
Oh, is that the place by El Toro Bravo?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
that's
We used to
glorious.
live
Where's
right off
Lupe's?
Kyle. I'm trying to think. I'll get you the address, but they got the best El Pastor, and it's, you know how some are really dry? It just melts in your mouth. It's like, oh my God. Yeah, their Taco
Ooh.
Tuesday specials are like money.
I've heard of Lupe's. I don't know that I've been there. I love Trejo's on Beach and Slater. Trejo's is great. We love Mexicali on Bolsa Chica and Heil. You know, we are so lucky to live where we live. There are taco places scattered throughout town. You got Fiesta Grill. You got their sister restaurant, Molcajete, on Bouchard and Garfield. I mean, they're everywhere. We are so lucky.
Well, let's not forget our Surf City, USA. We got all these amazing restaurants right on Main Street. You know, we got Gallagher's as well, second floor, Hurricanes.
That's right.
El Ranchito. Yeah, El Ranchito has the best chicken soup, dude.
What? Oh, come on.
Have you tried their chicken soup?
Amazing. The best.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, having grown up in Huntington Beach, I got to say, you know, when I was a kid, we had Mazzotti's, you had Terry's Coffee Shop on the corner, and then there was a little Chinese place. I can't remember the name of it, but it was right about like where Sharky's is now. I can't remember the name of it. You had that place. You had Maxwell's. There's nothing. I mean, we had hardly any choices for restaurants, you know, in the 70s and 80s. And then when they did their revitalization in the late 80s, early 90s, I mean, they're everywhere. We are so lucky. Downtown is amazing now. There's so many great
Sharky's is amazing. If you want to talk about amazing, and let's head down to Long Beach. over on 2nd and PCH. Yeah, they're
Ola.
sister.
And
yeah,
Playa
Ola.
Amor.
Ola
Playa
too.
Amor on the southeast corner, and then across the street you got my boy Toby. Go see my buddy Toby at Ola. I still haven't made it to their Long Beach location yet. I need to get in there.
Yeah. So have you been to the place down there on 2nd Street in Long Beach? The
Which
restaurant.
one? I used to bartend at Panama Joe's in the late
Panama
90s.
Joe's. I love that place. As a matter of fact, about 3 years ago, I did the taco eating contest. And while the time they did the taco contest, I think I had like 7 beers.
That's awesome. I love
But
it.
I need to contact them to see when they're doing that again, because it was pretty crazy. It was such a blast.
The original owners sold it. The Sharkies group bought it. The Loomises, Rick and Steve Loomis, that used to own all the Red Onions. A lot of people, the Red Onions were the hot spot in the 80s. Rick and Steve Loomis used to own those. They closed all the Red Onions. They opened up a place called Park Pantry, which is where the El Ranchito is in Corona del Mar on Coast Highway. They had that, and then they opened up Panama Joe's in Long Beach, and now they have the Flying Fish next to Mutt Lynch's down in Newport. After they sold Panama Joe's, they opened up the Flying Fish in Newport, and that's a great seafood restaurant.
Well, let's talk about that, because I have to end the show. So let's talk about Newport.
Let's talk about it. What do you want to know? Newport's
so
great.
A really quick plug for Surf City Classics every Sunday over at Chihuahuas. Any other places you recommend for Newport?
I love the cannery. I used to work there, almost 20 years ago. I think the cannery, the food's amazing. Across the little channel there, you got Blue Water Grill. Blue Water Grill is great. You got, if you want to hit some great dive bars, you got Blackie's, you got the Beach Ball, and you got Mutt Lynch's. It depending on what zone you want to go to. You got the Class of 47 and the Balboa Saloon, down in Balboa. Bayside is another one of my favorite restaurants. Bayside is fantastic. And then you got Soul, of course, right on the corner of Bayside and Coast Highway. Kind of a little bit more high-end Mexican food. Delicious. Yep. Absolutely delicious.
Yeah, my hairstylist is in that same parking lot, and I'm always rushing to get to a meeting, but definitely we ought to meet somewhere.
Well, let's do it, Cindy. Let's talk about it.
I want to try something different. Yeah, because I'm familiar with Long Beach. I'm familiar with Huntington Beach, but yeah, I want to try Costa Mesa. I think that would be great to meet at the place that you mentioned, and bring your buddy that you mentioned as well. And definitely the Summers. We should get the Summers to meet us. We could have a little powwow, the 4 of us.
That's easy. Brent's always up for a good time. He loves getting together with friends.
Definitely. So for the call to action for today, anybody who goes to your group page, I actually will gift them a 3-night giveaway. Just like I mentioned earlier, they do have to pay the cost of the hotel tax, but it's a little over $100 for like a 3-night getaway. So tell everybody your page, and let's get everybody to share this video so we can get more people to your group.
All right, guys. Yeah, just go to Show Us Your Taco, and it's a public group. You got to fill out a couple questions. Make sure you fill out the questions, though. Answer those, and you're in. And you got access to taco places all over the world, and some amazing recipes as well.
So I'm going to just say I'm so grateful, and thank you again to the Summers for the introduction. And I'm going to pop you in the green room. I think there might be some tacos in there and maybe a glass of beer that you can enjoy. So I'm just going to be here for about a minute, but I'm going to pop you in the green room, and I'll see you in just a second.
Hey, thanks for having me. You guys have an awesome day.
Awesome. Well, there you go, guys. Make sure that you check out his website. You could go here to the broadcast. And like we mentioned here earlier, if you share this YouTube video, I will give you a 5-night giveaway. Some of the destinations are Greece, of course, Mexico, all kinds of different places that you can go. And just tell me where you want to go, and I'll let you know if I have those hotels. And if you actually go to his group that we mentioned here, either you go to the group and join, or you also invite your friends, invite 5 of your friends, and we'll actually hook you up on a little mini trip to Mexico. So this is Cindy over at Bucket List Coach Web Show Live, and make sure to stay tuned on Friday. I have a really good friend of mine, and she's actually going to show us how you can do these Facebook posting parties for your business. So if you have a small business, it's really lucrative to do a Facebook posting party. So this is Cindy over at Bucket List Coach Web Show Live. Shaka, baby.